In this episode, Tom and Megan take up Picard Season 2, Episode 8. Episode 8, Mercy. Wells tries to make Picard and Guinan confess to being aliens. He separates them and Guinan by Q, who explains that he's dying, and the trial is a final attempt to give his own life meaning. He notes that all humans are stuck in the past, and Guinan uses astral projection to share this message with Picard. Wells reveals that he has encountered aliens when he was a child and thought they wanted to kill him, but Picard explains that these were Vulcans who only wanted to erase his memories. Wells is forced to release Picard and Guinan after the FBI dismisses him for conducting an illegal investigation. Meanwhile, Raffi and Seven find the Queen collecting car and phone batteries to modify Jurati's body and make it capable of assimilation. She attacks him, but Agnes is able to force her to stop and leave. After learning about her true nature, Kor leaves her father with the help of Q. The Queen persuades Soong that he could save his legacy by helping her to steal La Serena, thereby enabling her to conquer the galaxy. Soong provides her with a squad of mercenaries to convert into Borg drones. Episode 8, Mercy. Wells tries to make Picard and Guinan confess to being aliens. He separates them, and Guinan is visited by Q, who explains that he is dying and the trial is a final attempt to give his own life meaning. He notes that all humans are stuck in the past, and Guinan uses astral projection to share this message with Picard. Wells reveals that he has encountered aliens when he was a child and thought they wanted to kill him, but Picard explains that these were Vulcans who only wanted to erase his memories. Wells is forced to release Picard and Guinan after the FBI dismisses him for conducting an illegal investigation. Meanwhile, Raffi and Seven find the Queen collecting car and phone batteries to modify Jurati's body and make it capable of assimilation. She attacks him, but Agnes is able to force her to stop and leave. After learning about her true nature, Kor leaves her father with the help of Q. The Queen persuades Soong that he could save his legacy by helping her to steal La Serena, thereby enabling her to conquer the galaxy. Soong provides her with a squad of mercenaries to convert into Borg drones. Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox back again with Megan Dougherty for our continued exploration of Picard Season 2. Today we're on Episode 8, Mercy. Welcome back, Megan.
Thank you, Tom. Always glad to be here. So what did you think of episode number 8, Murphy? What were your favorite parts?
I just love this episode.
It's a good episode.
I'm going to start near the end, though, because there was a line that the first time I heard it, it resonated with me a little bit. But as I've seen more, as we rewatched this series, and then we explored the best of both worlds on another 2-part episode on this series, it's Wolf 359. And their line is basically that humans are trapped in the past. And I think it was said to Picard that he was trapped in the past of what had happened to his mother or his family. But it really resonated in a way. I'm a huge DS9 fan. And Benjamin Sisko fought at Wolf 359. And Benjamin Sisko lost his wife. And he became a single father. Widower, single father, and that in many ways shaped the rest of the DS9 series. In the South, we say the past is not dead, is not even past yet. And that really was driven home for me in this episode. And once again, we're going to talk about Wolf 359 quite a bit more down the road, but that one event, that battle, that has impacted, I should say, if not influenced, every Star Trek series we have seen or explored together. So I just really wanted to start with that. What did you find most impactful or most interesting, perhaps?
Similar in kind of the timeline of the episode, it was that same conversation, I think, when Guinan said something really interesting. What I wrote down is that humans are unique in the galaxy because they do this internal work and they do with dealing with their issues because they want to evolve. And I thought the idea of that being a unique quality in the universe was interesting and odd, because it almost seems like shouldn't wouldn't, I guess, any race or community of people need that kind of desire or impulse to evolve to reach the stars at all. So I hope this is an idea that they play more with, or if it was just a throwaway thing about why humans are so interesting. But I thought it was a fascinating framing of all this internal work and mental health work, especially after the last episode, which was so focused on battling those inner demons and understanding those inner demons. So that was really fascinating. Did you think of anything of that particular idea?
I did, but I want to tie it to the FBI agent.
Okay, yeah. Because did you get an X-Files kind of Mulder vibe from him?
Oh, completely. In fact, I could have sworn I heard the theme music.
That's exactly it.
Playing in my head, particularly in the scene where he meets the aliens. So he meets aliens as a child, and that's not a spoiler alert because you show that. And it has impacted him for the rest of his life. And he thinks, much like Tony Stark, they're coming and we better be ready. And we better put the Avengers initiative together to defend our planet. He's going to defend our planet one arrest at a time in the FBI. But I thought completely I had that vibe. And so we now know why he is passionate, why he's in the basement, and why nobody at the FBI takes him seriously. But the truth is out there, and he's going to find it. And he thinks Picard is the key to him finding out that it is, but it's not that he expects. I just love that whole part. I thought I was in X-Files, and probably more when he was trying to interrogate Picard in the basement. I'm like, this is perfect.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was charming. And it also made me think that, wait, was that kid and the kind of incomplete mind meld the actual first contact? Because if so, I bet the Vulcans are pretty embarrassed about that. And that's why no one knows about it.
There you go. On the other hand, what I thought was that they'd been here all along. And there's probably a lot of people. And they'd done that too. And they had gotten a complete mind meld, and kid or whoever they had done it with didn't remember, so they weren't traumatized. So that's what I got out of it. They were just the Watchers from Fringe, almost. Another one of my favorites.
Oh, Fringe is good. But then, of course, the agent finds out he was right all along. And so loses his job and lets the aliens go. I was so hoping for a minute there that they were going to bring him along and he was like going to help out and be their buddy. And it's just like, no, he's walking out with his box at his plant. And that was realistic.
What did you think of Agnes in this episode?
Ooh, I think we saw Agnes for the first time in an episode or two, actually. So we learned that she is still present. The Borg Queen is seeking that connection, seeking the connection with others in every way, for touch, for mentality, for smell. Thought that was really fascinating. Of course, Raffi and Seven track her down. Seven and Raffi both had some great moments in this episode, I think. The Borg Queen, perfectly happy for them to be dead, but Agnes will not let that happen yet, so I thought that was very interesting.
How did you not think about, but how did you feel around the Core and Soong seeing?
Oh, gosh.
How did that make you feel? When she realizes she's one of 14 or whatever number it was.
I get really just sad. It was a brutal realization, not delivered in any gentle way or for gentle purpose. Q is trying to achieve an outcome with giving her this information and this ability to walk away. And Soong was not able to convince this child of his, but conceived and created by whatever means, that he actually cared about her as an individual, as a human. It was great that she left, but ultimately it's sad. Her world was totally brought down, and she was given no comfort other than sunlight, which, I mean, good, but yeah, I thought it was sad. How about yourself?
So that was also a TOS episode.
Mm-hmm.
And in the TOS episode, the woman creation had to choose between her mature love of Kirk and her fatherly love for her creator. And she was, I think, number 5 or 6 of the creations. And the physical choice, the choice was too much for her physical body. Mm-hmm. She had a heart attack and died. So she didn't have to make that choice. So I was a little worried watching Tor.
Burst into flames.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was afraid of. But she didn't, and she did leave. But I don't want to sound.
We knew she had to. We knew she had to live, because otherwise, how would there be descendants?
I'm always. I don't want to sound too cynical, but I always think of these scenes as Pinocchio. I just want to be a boy, and she just wants to be human. And because Dr. Soong, her creator, has become such an evil, geneticist. He is not able to impart any empathy for her to even move in that direction. And so I guess I would circle back to what you said. It was just sad. Although I was frankly relieved she didn't burst into flame, because I thought that's where that was going.
Very good. Are you a Buffy the Vampire Slayer watcher?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Then the reference I was about to make would be completely lost on you. So I will skip it.
No, we've got a large audience out there.
Okay. So for anyone who does know Buffy the Vampire Slayer, at the beginning of season, out of absolutely nowhere comes a little sister. And this little sister is not, in fact, a real human, but is a manifestation holding a secret key to another dimension. Long story. But a lot of the episode and the next one really deals with what does it mean to be human in this way. Just because you don't have a real past and you didn't have a real body, but everyone around you treats you as a human, as a family member, you still have that essential element of humanity. And I was wondering if they were going to go in a direction like that here. Corey has been none of that. As soon as she became aware that she was not actually human, she didn't get that support. She didn't get that reaffirmation that she is in fact a person and a valid one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to her next, being completely untethered in that way without the family structure.
Let's perhaps end with the FBI agent,
Okay.
because I thought it was incredibly poignant when Picard finally realized what had happened to him and explained to him that these were Vulcans. They were trying to erase his mind so he wouldn't have stress or traumatic stress going forward. They were not here to conquer. They were here to be friends, and that's what happened. And that what I saw was a man who, I assume in his 40s or 50s, had held on to this one belief. And it's not that his belief was negatively destroyed. It was destroyed, but it was destroyed in a way of presentation of facts that his belief had been evil, and perhaps there was not an explanation that was not evil. And so I thought the Picard explanation was incredible, and although I did want to see him become a part of the team somehow.
I enjoyed the team so much.
I also thought it was incredibly poignant when Picard left and he was just sitting there, and he realized his entire life he'd been chasing a rainbow, or a black rainbow perhaps, or dark rainbow I should say, and that maybe we don't need to call on the Avengers yet.
Yeah, you're right. It was a really... Normally, when you have a character who has believed or thought about something for so long, very rarely are they proven to be right and that have absolutely no impact whatsoever on the rest of their life. And what a letdown, what an anticlimax for all of his years of belief. Just to be like, oh, I was, and now I need to find a new job. I don't get to hang out with aliens. I don't get to even see the cool spaceship. He just... has to get on with things.
We're near the end of our time for this episode, Megan. I hope our listeners will join us next time where we take up episode 9, Hide and Seek. I am Tom Fox.
And I'm Megan Dougherty. Thank you, everyone. See you then.
This is Tom Fox again. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the award-winning Because That's What Heroes Do. I hope you will subscribe, rate, and review this episode. I hope you'll join Megan and I again next time where we take up episode 9 of Picard Season 2.